Welcome to the Provost Undergraduate Fellowship, also known as the PUF Information Session. My name is Dee Clark, and I'm the Program Specialist at the Undergraduate Research Center. And I'm going to share some important info on the application process, as well as some tips for submitting a strong proposal. What is the Provost Undergraduate Fellowship? The PUF supports undergraduate students doing research or creative projects under the guidance of UC Davis faculty members. And we've had a huge variety of types of projects, including lab research, field studies, survey research, fine arts, film production, design projects, all kinds. The maximum awards are $1,500. And the funds are transferred into an account in the faculty sponsors department for support of the recipient's projects. So the funds go over to the department of your faculty sponsor, and that enables them to make the purchases of the supplies or services or reimburse travel, whatever's needed for your project. Who is eligible? Full or part-time registered UC Davis undergraduates in good academic standing, meeting satisfactory academic progress, and enrolled during the quarters that the research is carried out. If you're going to be doing research during the summer, you don't need to be enrolled in summer sessions, but you do need to be a continuing student, so enrolled for the fall quarter. The application deadline is November 8th, and you must upload all your materials onto the application online no later than 11:59 p.m. And you need to upload PDF files only. The system will not show any other type of file in your application as the reviewers see it. So if you upload a Word or a PowerPoint type document, it won't show in the application file, your particular file, that the reviewers see. So if you want your application to appear complete, all the pieces there, make sure they're all PDFs. And here is the website where you will find the application. urc.ucdavis.edu/PUF. There are 6 steps to completing an application. There's the application cover form, the proposed project, the learning potential, the budget outline, UC Davis transcript that you will upload, and the letter of recommendation from your faculty sponsor, and they will upload that to your application. We're going to go over each of these 6 steps, starting with step 1, the online cover page. Fill in all the fields of the application, provide a brief 24 words or less description of your proposed project. This gives the selection committee an at-a-glance idea of what your project is about. Indicate the dollar amount you are asking for under the proposed budget amount. You will need to indicate if any equipment is being requested or if any human subjects are involved as well. Here's a little screenshot of what the cover page looks like. Here's some formatting information. The proposed project needs to be 1 page, single space, 12-point font, Times New Roman, 0.5 to 1.0 inch margins. You should provide at least 3 research citations in the body of the narrative and include a bibliography with full references. If you're running a little tight on space, you can feel free to put the citations and the bibliography on the 2nd page if necessary. Here are some things you want to make sure are included in your proposal. Background. Discuss the context and background of the project within the research field. The research question itself. What is the central question or problem you are addressing? Describe the significance of the work. Why is it important? What are the goals? The methodology. Include a brief account of approaches and methods you intend to use. And the time schedule. Include the time frame of when you plan to accomplish the work. So you've told the whole story here. The background, a little introduction, the why, the how, the what, all of it will be there. And of course, don't forget your citations and bibliography. If your project is going to include the use of human subjects, vertebrate animals, radioactivity, things of a risky nature, you'll want to make sure to demonstrate your awareness of the approvals needed. So just put a sentence in there about your plan to do an IRB initial review or the training that you might need to do this research. If your project involves human subjects, you will need to go through an IRB initial review. What is IRB? The Initial Review Board Administration is committed to following the federal regulations to protect the rights and welfare of human subjects involved in research conducted under the auspices of the University of California, Davis. Does this include interviews and surveys? Yes, it does. So we also ask that you please include a draft of the survey or interview with your project proposal. So just add those pages onto the page of your proposal and your citations. Does the determination by the IRB or other approvals need to be completed before applying? No. However, funds for the approved proposals will not be transferred until the IRB determination, if required, is emailed to the URC. So just a little note to recipients that if you did need to do an IRB initial review, that you'll need to follow up once a determination has been made. Learning potential. So in addition to writing the proposal, describing your research, the reviewers also want to know what benefit is this experience going to be for you. So we want you to discuss the significance of this experience in relation to your academic and/or career plan. Why did you select this project? What will you get from it? Be specific, be personal. Why does this interest you so much? What will you get from it in terms of your skills or new skills or professional development? I've read a good number of PUF projects final reports in my time, and I find that students most often get much more than they expected out of this experience. The length should be a maximum of 200 words, so not too long. Here's some nuts and bolts about the budget outline and justification. Step number 4, awards might not exceed $1,500. Travel requests should reflect actual transportation costs, not per diem. So you don't want to put a sort of average cost per day. You want to put the actual details in there of what is the transportation going to cost, what is the lodging going to cost. So you'll have to do some research there and get those detailed numbers and put those in your budget request if there's travel involved in your project. The length should be approximately 1 page. Budget items are usually items that are directly related to carrying out the research project. Books are typically not funded because you can get them from interlibrary loan. Equipment purchases must be justified and will be retained by the PUF. And when we say equipment there, we're referring to things like cameras or recording devices. If those are not available already in the department and they're necessary, you really need to justify them in your budget proposal. And those things will stay with the university. Equipment supplies commonly found in the research environment require justification. It may be the case that there's something your project needs much more of than is usually stocked in the lab. So that could be used as a justification. You just want to make sure to justify everything that you're asking for. Items like test tube racks or SPSS software is typically not funded. There's more items that are not funded. Memberships, salaries, parking permits, travel to present at or attend a conference. You can apply for the Undergraduate Travel Award though, and there's information about that on our website. So check into that if you're going to be presenting. Step 5 is uploading your transcript. You can just go to myucdavis.edu, click on My Records, then Academics, and then select Unofficial Transcripts. We do not need, nor do we want, the official third-party protected transcript. So don't spend your money on getting an official transcript. The unofficial transcript works just fine for this. And use your browser's print feature to make a PDF and save to your computer so you can upload it to your application. And step 6, letter of recommendation. Once you submit your application, an email will be sent to your sponsoring professor direct from the application site, asking them to upload the letter of support using a specific link in the email. Professors have to upload these letters of recommendation by Thursday, November 11th. So that's 3 days from the final deadline for submitting the application, and at 11:59 p.m. So therefore, you would be wise to ask them to get started on the letter well in advance of the PUP application deadline. So even though this is step 6, because it's the last upload that takes place, it's really one of the things you want to be thinking about right away, because professors are very busy and it will help out a lot to get them plenty of advance notice. They will not be able to upload a letter until you submit your application. So that's why it's sort of the last step in that regard. The professor will also have to fill out the contracts and grants analyst name and email address when they upload your letter of support. And that's the finance person in the department that is going to set up the account for granted projects to receive the funds into that department. And then they'll do the purchasing and the reimbursing. And now onto the selection process. Each college will review applications from their own students. So if you're in the College of Engineering, your applications are going to be reviewed from faculty in the College of Engineering. Each college's awards and prizes committee reads and ranks all of the proposals. Funding is awarded to the top applications from each college as budgets allow. So it is a competitive award. Award letters are sent to students and sponsors with a CC to the finance contact in the faculty's department. And here's some tips from previous faculty members who have been reviewers for the PUF before. And we have this cartoon here to illustrate one of the important factors to remember, and that is to not have grammar errors. So proofread carefully. Lack of attention to this type of detail reduces overall confidence in your abilities. You might have a roommate or classmate read it and check for errors. Professors stated that many proposals were incomprehensible and they couldn't understand any of it. Be sure to give context to the proposal and state why it is important. What does it mean? What is the significance? Or is the idea new? Here's some quotes. Keep it nice and simple, well justified, well written. Say it more plainly. Explain the significance of why I should care. Bad writing will demolish a good idea. Write award proposals that are readable and comprehensible. It is important to have a clear hypothesis and research goal. So I think you're getting the idea there that you want to be thorough, but also very clear. And bear in mind that the faculty reviewers are highly educated and experienced, but they may not be absolute experts in the exact line of research that your project is. So clarity, thoroughness, keep it simple. And well, let's just review some of these tips. Follow directions, write a clear proposal of high quality, ask for the letter of recommendation well in advance of the deadline. Only applications which are complete and submitted on time will be accepted. Upload PDFs only. Submit early to allow yourself time to address any technical issues that might arise in the submission process. If you have any technical issues, let us know too. See if we can help you out with those. Expectations of the award. Submit a final report at the end of the quarter in which the project is completed. So that'll include information about your project, the results, questions raised, and what you learned from it, the impact it had for you. Participate in PUF undergraduate research outreach efforts by filling out a research experience survey. Present your work at the annual undergraduate research conference in spring quarter. These are some pictures here of conference from a few years ago, pre-pandemic. We're hoping once again to have in person as well as some virtual events as well for conference this year, which will be April 29th and 30th. And the abstract submission period will begin in January and end in mid-February. So you'll find all of that information on our website under the conference heading. Questions. There's much more information. There's some samples of budgets and good tips on our PUF website, urc.ucdavis.edu/PUF. And of course, that's where you'll find the application as well. You may find that as you start writing this application, writing your proposal, writing your budget, you may have some questions as you start getting into this process here. Please come visit us. We're at the Student Community Center upstairs, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4 p.m. Send us an email, give us a call. We will help you out. And I hope you found this helpful, this presentation helpful, and be sure to follow up with any questions that you have. Thanks. Have a good night.